Here are my top 10 ESL classroom management tips for handling an out-of-control classroom. Number 1, remember that you are not the student's friend. You are their teacher. Sure, you can have a friendly relationship with your students, but above all else, you are their teacher. So you need to enforce discipline if that is required. You need to actually teach them something. You need to plan lessons, do all of those things. And the second tip for classroom management is to set clear expectations. So if you don't want students using cell phones in your class, tell students this. If you don't want them eating a bunch of snacks at all class, tell them this at the beginning of the course. So set your expectations and then follow through with them. That leads me to the third tip, follow through. Never say something that you don't mean. So if you promise students a pizza party, if they do something amazing, follow through with the pizza party. If you tell students, if you use your phone in class, I'm going to take it away for the rest of the class, and then you see someone using their phone, follow through with that and take away that phone for the rest of the class. Number 4 is to elicit support with the most difficult students. So that could be a co-teacher, it could be parents, it could be the administration of your school. If you have a particularly difficult student that you're struggling to manage or handle, elicit support and get the support that you need to manage that situation. The 5th tip for an out-of-control class is to scold privately. So no one likes to be scolded in front of all their peers or all their friends. So if you have to do it, I recommend talking to the student after class or just even take them out of class for 20 seconds or 30 seconds and just talk to them outside of class and find out what's going on, what you expect from them. So you can tell them the expectations that you have for further classes. The 6th tip for an out-of-control classroom is if there is a particularly bad student in your class, ask them what's up. Chances are it's not really related to you, but maybe their parents are getting divorced, maybe they just lost their job, maybe they're getting divorced, maybe they're very hungry and sleepy, just whatever it is. So ask students what's going on and what can I do to make this class better for you. Students will often give you some illuminating answers, and just by even asking that question, they'll also know that you care. The 7th tip for managing an out-of-control ESL class is to not take things personally. So this is related to the previous tip. There's a lot of things going on in students' lives, and oftentimes it will have nothing to do with you. So if you have a particularly bad class, don't worry about it. Just let it go. Everything will pass at a certain point in time. That class will be done, you'll get new students, and you can start over. The 8th tip is to have a seating plan. So if you let students sit wherever they want, it can often not get you the results you want or need in terms of participation and people listening to you and that kind of thing. So if you have a problematic class, I recommend using a seating chart, especially if you teach kids or teenagers. If you put a boy with a girl, that's often a surefire way to guarantee students will be listening to you more and chatting with their friends less. The 9th tip is to focus on positive reinforcement. So if you are struggling with an out-of-control class, find even the smallest examples of good things. For example, Minkyu, you did such a good job finishing that exercise. Or thank you for participating. Thank you for cleaning up that trash that you saw on the floor. Whatever it is, praise students, and hopefully you are praising students more than you're scolding students. And the final and most important tip for dealing with an out-of-control class is to always keep your cool. Never show students that you're angry. Never yell, never raise your voice. If necessary, I will sometimes turn my body to the board and I'll be writing something on the board and I'll just be like, and I'll say to myself, this is really difficult, but you're gonna get through this. Or if I feel myself losing my cool, I'll just say to my students, do this exercise, whatever, page 7, exercise number 1, and then I'll just go outside the class for a minute and I'll just take a few deep breaths. I'll just collect myself and then I'll come back in and continue with the class. So if you feel yourself getting angry, just remove yourself from that situation. Don't go too far away. Just stay outside your classroom door. And also, if your classroom door locks and it's particularly troublesome, I probably wouldn't leave the class. I'd probably just turn my body away from the board. But yeah, don't ever yell or show your anger in front of the students. That's not going to get you the results that you want. So please be sure to check out my book, Teaching ESL for Dummies. I'll put the link right up there, and please hit like, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time. Bye, everybody.